Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah gives us a very important lesson on how we should view life. And it's not so much about what happens in our lives as it is about our perspective on viewing what happens in our lives. Whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's someone else, we're all going to go through different forms of difficulty. That goes without saying. But the perspective with which we view the challenges in life can make a big difference in how we absorb the shock, how we absorb the challenges. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, عَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ. That sometimes you think something is very negative and bad, but inside of it there's a wisdom that you cannot appreciate. And sometimes you think something is good for you, but in reality there's some harm that it's taking you time to understand. And when we internalize this reality, whatever happens in the world, globally, the suffering of the Muslims, the challenges that we face personally, domestically, as a community, it makes it easier for us to absorb it and view whatever happens as something that in the hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a greater plan. So I lose my job, I lose a loved one, I go through illness, I'm in a confrontation, whatever the case may be. I view it with the lens of عَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. I may dislike it, but in it there is something good. And when we read, the reason I'm mentioning this is oftentimes we get very despondent. You're reading news article after news article after news article, news feed after news feed. Everything seems to be negative in the world. And we make dua and we cry to Allah that He makes things easier for us. But at the same time, we should understand that challenges are not going to go away. They're going to come personally, privately, or globally. It's going to happen. But in order to keep and maintain our sanity, we need to have this Quranic advice of understanding that what is good in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is harmful is truly what is harmful in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'll see something and I'll say, you know what? This is the end of the Muslims. But lo and behold, after some time, you see inside of it, there's a fath, there's a conquest that I'm unable to see. And the battle of the Sulh of Hudaybiyah is the best example, inshallah, which we'll elaborate on in another session. In summary, let's view the challenges of life with the cup half full and not the cup half empty. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us hope. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us inspiration. And may Allah give us a positive attitude towards His taqdeer and His decree and hikmah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.